Hello, my beautiful souls, and welcome to my channel. This is 𝑓𝑊𝋼𝋼 coming to you with a reading for the sign of Pisces. Excuse me. This is going to be for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and or Venus, or wherever Pisces lands in your chart. This particular reading is not, it doesn't really have a time frame attached to it as far as like a weekly reading, a monthly reading. This is just a message overall for the sign of Pisces. Excuse me. Oh, that was weird. For some reason my throat just got really scratchy all of a sudden. Just my throat's been fine this entire time of doing these readings. So Pisces, if there's been something going on in regards to your throat or your throat chakra, definitely look into that and take care of your throats. But Pisces, this particular reading is what I like to call a reading from heaven. It's a reading from a particular god or goddess. As a divination witch or just an empath in general, there are a lot of deities and like gods and goddesses who come to me and want to speak to me or work with me. I don't worship them, but I do respect them. I honor them and I work with them, and I honor them by following their guidance whenever they come to me. For each sign, there is a particular god that is attached to you at this time. This message was brought to me a couple of days ago, and I just felt the urge to really give all signs of the zodiac a reading from a particular deity. It doesn't matter what your background is. It doesn't matter if you worship these deities or not. Deities, they don't belong to anyone. You know, they reside on their own. They exist on their own, and they're here to help and guide all of us in towards the right path and in the right direction. Okay, so the veil is very thin and a lot of energies have been amplified. Mercury's retrograde is also going to occur tomorrow and all the way to November 20th actually. So there's going to be a lot of spiritual activity if there hasn't been so already for some of you, okay, Pisces. So let's jump right into your reading. The card at the bottom of the deck for you, Pisces, is the Fool. Okay. And the Fool coming out at the bottom of the deck for you, Pisces, to me shows that there is a need to let go. There is a need to have faith that the universe will catch you, that the universe will protect you, and it's not going to allow you to fall. It's going to catch you. Okay, that you're being guided and that you're being protected always, even when you feel alone or at your worst. Okay, there is a need to open your hearts. All right. Also, I forgot to mention this. I won't speak the deity's name in this video because I don't want to butcher or mispronounce their names. I'm so sorry, Pisces. I should have said this in the beginning, but the deity that has come to you is Celtic. And she is the goddess of fertility, and she is the protector of horses and foals and hooved animals, so especially horses. So if there are those of you who has a spirit animal that is a horse, or you guys love horses, or maybe you guys have seen horses that you've crossed paths with, there may be a message there. Okay. But there is definitely also with fertility, feminine, strong feminine energy. Okay. In the tarot, your sign is ruled by the it's the moon, and also the high priestess. So there's strong feminine energy and strong empathic energy there as well, Pisces. So with the Fool coming out here, there may be a need to let something loose, let something go, to release something, right? To be open-hearted, not be afraid to open your heart to the universe, not being afraid to feel certain emotions. Okay, not being afraid of not being afraid of pain, the good times or the bad times. Sometimes I have a Pisces moon, and sometimes, when you feel depression coming on or anxiety, you want to try to contain it and you don't want it to get any worse. But it's like sometimes you just got to open yourself up to it and just realize, whatever happens, the universe will protect me and guide me and console and comfort me. Right? And I see a lot of white behind this Fool here, this Fool card. There's white mountains behind him, and there's a white dog. And to me, the color white represents purity. It represents cleansing energy, right? Purification. So there may be a need to purify or cleanse your space or cleanse your heart, especially your heart chakra, okay, and your solar plexus. Okay, so let's see what this beautiful Celtic goddess has to say to you guys. Okay, the overall energy was the Fool, so let's see what else. You have the Four of Swords representing a vacation, maybe not necessarily travel, but a vacation, taking time out, rest, regeneration, right? You guys have the Six of Pentacles here, the Page of Pentacles, very interesting, the Three of Pentacles. Wow, you guys have a lot of earth energy here, a lot of and you have the Two of Pentacles. Very interesting, Pisces. So Pisces, what I see here, I feel that there are those of you that are really, really focused on prioritizing your lives and really working hard to live a certain lifestyle, a lifestyle that's comfortable to you, right? There may be those of you who are not really relaxing, you know, with the Four of Swords coming out, even though it's not in reverse. I'm not really reading reversals in this reading, but I am going to speak of reversals, you know, of the cards. If there are those of you who are not relaxing here with the Four of Swords, you may want to, you know, think about that, okay? Because it can affect all of these pentacles here. If you're not resting, it's going to affect your work. Okay, those of you who are in school with the Three of Pentacles here, or those of you who have a project, whether it be an art project or some type of partnership, a business partnership of some kind, working from home, whatever the case may be, there may be a skill. Some of you guys may be carpenters, designers, artists, engineers. You know, you guys, I feel like you guys are utilitarian, some of you, okay, and you guys work hard with your hands. But I feel that, or whatever it is, whether it be creative, a creative endeavor, a spiritual endeavor, if you're making money from it, I feel that there is definitely a need to rest. Make sure that when it's time to go to sleep, that you're going to sleep. It's okay to burn the midnight oil, but there may be a need to really take a day or a night where you go to bed early to get started on the next day fully refreshed, right? And regenerated, your batteries being charged. Okay, I feel like some of you guys may feel out of sorts a little bit, maybe a little bit tired when it comes to your work. Okay, there may be those of you who are afraid that there may be someone who may steal from you, or you may feel that you may be given less than what your work is worth. Someone may try to gyp you, or there may be those of you who are looking for a sense of security. Just make sure that you're working with people who are going to give equally as much as you're giving. Okay? Be very, don't be too generous. Okay? If the other person is not being generous as much as you're being generous, if they're not putting in the same amount of work that you're putting in, you may want to pay attention to that, Pisces. Okay, and this doesn't just have to be about work. It can also be about a relationship, a friendship, family relationship. If there is a lack of reciprocity here or equal footing with this person or with a group of people, you really may need to step back and distance yourself or reevaluate the situation. Okay. The funny thing is, Pisces, I don't know if you guys can hear that in the background, but I hear water trickling in my bathroom. It hasn't made that sound all day. And you guys are a water sign, which is so funny to me. There are just strange things that happen whenever I'm reading the signs, and I feel like, Pisces, there is a need to speak up. There is a need to protect what is yours. There is a need to prioritize. There may be those of you who are in school, but, you know, again, with the whole water, you know, me hearing that water sound is so funny. I feel like there is a need to cleanse certain energies out of your lives. Okay, Pisces. So just bear that in mind. But you see this Page of Pentacles here, how, you know, they're dressed in green. Pay attention to that. That's the heart chakra, but it also represents abundance. It represents prosperity, right? And you see how he's wearing some type of animal fur underneath that. He probably made that. You know, again, there may be those of you who are utilitarian. You guys work with your hands, or, you know, you guys are thinking about opening your own business and creating clothes or creating art, or writing a book, you know, whatever the case may be. Oops, sorry, Pisces. Sorry about that. But there's definitely, some of you guys may be in school. Once again, you guys may be learning a new craft. But one thing that I'm going to urge is that you guys remain open to learning, not just about your craft, but about yourselves. Remain open. If you want to manifest this huge coin here, if you want to manifest a lump sum amount of money or a certain lifestyle, Pisces, be sure that you are paying attention not only to the financial aspect and the business aspect, pay attention to your connections with other people during this time, because there may be people who may try to gyp you or try to pull the wool over your eyes or try to fool you into giving them more than what they're willing to give you, right? Be careful. Your heart chakra I feel that your heart chakra is very important. Make sure you're giving your heart chakra some attention. Okay, and if there are those who are holding on to your heart, or someone who you still hold in your heart that may still be hurting you, you may want to let that go, Pisces. Okay, and if it's a certain pattern of behavior or certain fear that you have that's causing your heart chakra to be out of alignment, please make sure that you really contemplate and evaluate that energy and work on letting that energy go within yourself. Because with the Three of Pentacles coming out here, you see you have more green here in the background, you know, yellows and greens. That abundance is surrounding you. There's abundance. You're standing on rich soil, Pisces. Continue to plant your seeds, continue to work. But there may be a situation where you need to take the time out to ground yourself, to rest, because you have that red here and you have some blue. It's kind of cool colors, but you have that red. To me, that's the root chakra. That's feeling at home. That's home. If there is some type of energy that's making you feel less at home or with yourself, or making you feel less confident, making you feel like you're in limbo, or you're making you kind of feel out of sorts and in your head, okay, there may be a need for you to really distance yourself and regenerate, charge your batteries, step back and look at the big picture here, right? It's very, very important that you protect yourself, Pisces, spiritually, financially, emotionally. There's a need, but don't protect yourself to the point where you're not letting anything good in, right? But just pay attention to people's energies. Use your intuition. But I feel with all these pentacles coming out here, Pisces, there's a lot of focus on the mundane, on your well-being, on your health even. Okay, make sure that people are not taking from you and stressing you out to the point where it makes you sick. Okay? Energy is everything, Pisces. And then you have the Two of Pentacles coming out as the last card. To me, this is speaking about prioritizing. Maybe juggling too many things all at once. Maybe there's something that you need to let go of in order to focus on that one thing. Maybe there's a thought process or pattern of behavior, or someone that you're hoping gives you an answer about, like maybe a breakup, or someone that you're hoping comes back, to give you answers or to get back with you or to connect with you. But if you're constantly focused on a relationship, Pisces, maybe if you've broken up with this person and you're still holding on to that idea and making certain decisions around that idea of that person coming back, you may want to let that go, Pisces. and focus on your career, focus on your well-being. There are those of you who are in a relationship and you're putting too much energy into that relationship to where it's draining you, whether the person is being malicious or not. You need to let go of their energy. Does that mean that you have to break up with them? No. What I'm saying is maybe you need to distance yourself from them and just do your own thing. Not try to figure out, oh, are they okay? Or what do they think about what I'm doing? Like, don't worry about that. If they love you and they care about you, they'll support you no matter what. But maybe you need to distance yourself from them a little bit throughout the day or throughout your week and prioritize and get your life path in check. Get your life together. Get all of your priorities set straight, right? And if this is not about a relationship and this is just about how much work you're putting into a project, and you may have multiple things going on, maybe you need to start saying no to certain requests and say, hey, I have a lot going on. I need to focus on this. Don't be, Pisces, don't be afraid to say no. That's a word that people have a hard time using in our society. No. We're afraid to hurt people's feelings, especially being a water sign sometimes. I have a Pisces moon. I know how hard that can be but I'm a Leo sun. So it's like being generous and wanting people to be happy, wanting the world to be happy. That's a tall order. That's a lot, right? So Pisces, just be sure, don't be afraid to say no to something that doesn't feel right. Don't be afraid to say no if you have a lot going on and you're trying to focus or meet a deadline, with a certain project or a job. Don't be afraid to say no, right? If the person gets upset with you or they're disappointed because you're not giving them, the time, too bad. It's tough, You have to focus on and prioritize your life. Don't be afraid to let go. Don't be afraid to say no. Be the fool. This fool card here. Don't be afraid to say no. Take that leap of faith and be like, you know what? I'm going to put myself first this time. Doesn't matter who gets mad at me. Doesn't matter who is upset. Doesn't matter who is, emotionally triggered by by me saying no or me refusing them or their offer. If you want to manifest, Pisces, whatever it is that you want to manifest, whatever it's emotional, financial, spiritual, it doesn't matter. If you want to manifest and you want to learn and understand how to manifest, you got to learn how to say no. You have to learn how to let go of things. Just because you put good energy out there, that doesn't, like the saying goes, honey attracts bees and cockroaches. Doesn't matter how beautiful of a person you are, how many good things you do, there are always going to be people who are going to want to take from you, right? There's going to be energies that are going to want to attack you and make you feel lesser than yourself, right? But you have to recognize your humanity and you have to recognize your power, right? So this beautiful deity is definitely trying to help you to understand how to love yourself. That's that feminine energy. Doesn't matter if you're male or female, Pisces. Love yourself first before you can exert any energy towards other things or other people. This page here had to say no a few times to certain things, maybe. Actually, they had to say no to maybe one thing, at least one thing, in order to focus on maybe creating this. Maybe they created these clothes and this pinnacle that they're wearing, They're abundant. They're learning about abundance because there are some things that they had to refuse. They had to sacrifice in order, it doesn't mean you have to sacrifice permanently, but sacrifice things temporarily. And if that costs you a friendship because, someone doesn't want to understand what you're working towards and they don't want to support you in it, then that's their problem. Right? So, Pisces. Very beautiful message. Okay, and there are those of you who have already made up your mind in regards to that. Like you guys are just done caring about being a jack of all trades and wearing the cape all the time. You're understanding that, everything's going to be fine. The universe is going to protect you. So for those of you who have made that decision already and you're on the right track, okay? Keep it up. And it's funny, as I'm ending your reading, it's 11:11. So that to me is all about change. Okay. It's all about change. Have faith that things are going to work out for the greater good, and everything that you need will be given to you, okay, in its own due time. All right? Just learn to say no, Pisces. Learn to use your voice. Okay? Use your intuition. So much love and light to all of you, Pisces, and I wish you guys luck on this journey. Take care. Bye.